The courtroom was dead silent. Not a whisper, not a shuffle. Just the slow tick of a bailiff's wristwatch echoing off the walls, right before a man leaned into the mic and said 5 words that shattered 27 years of silence. "I'm sorry. I did it." Gasps. Cameras clicked like machine guns. A defense lawyer dropped her notes like she'd been hit in the chest. This wasn't just a confession. It was the confession. The moment a self-proclaimed hitman, involved in one of hip-hop's darkest tragedies, finally cracked. And what he said next? It didn't just name names. It blew the lid off a decades-long cover-up, stretching from Suge Knight to Puff Daddy, from record labels to shady bank wires. This wasn't about East Coast versus West Coast anymore. This was about silence, control, and empire. So buckle up. Because once you hear what really happened the night Biggie was taken, you'll never look at hip-hop history the same again. It started with whispers, then testimony, then came the bombshell. In a quiet Los Angeles courtroom, a man, still unnamed publicly, admitted involvement in the hit on Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls. And he didn't stop there. He said the hit was paid for, funded, orchestrated, executed through intermediaries. And just when the courtroom thought it couldn't get crazier, he said Biggie wasn't the target. He was collateral damage in a war that had nothing to do with music and everything to do with power. Then he said it. Diddy. Not as the shooter, not even as the one who ordered the hit, but as someone whose world, according to the hitman, was part of a broader scheme. Suddenly, it wasn't just a murder case. It was a corporate power grab. Diddy, now facing his own racketeering allegations, found his name echoed in a courtroom 27 years after Biggie's final night. And here's where the conspiracy gets darker. Detective Greg Kading had long pointed to a man named Wardell Poochie Faust, a blood affiliate allegedly trusted by Suge Knight to handle things. But Suge never contacted Faust directly. Instead, his girlfriend at the time arranged the deal, moved the cash, and walked away with an immunity agreement so clean it felt like it was written in advance. Strategic, maybe? Suspicious? Absolutely. Because in the years since, she's been overheard saying the real order didn't come from Suge, it came from higher up. Court documents revealed a suspicious 6-figure bank transfer, moved just days after Biggie's assassination. The money? Traced back to someone in Suge's orbit. The recipient? Still redacted. Prosecutors say this wire transfer could be the smoking gun, proof that the hit wasn't random, it was business. And if that's true, then we've been sold a fake narrative for nearly 3 decades. Because Biggie's killing wasn't about rap beef, it was about reshaping the music industry. After his demise, Biggie's publishing rights, once controlled by Diddy's Bad Boy Records, were slowly bought back by his mother, Voletta Wallace. She fought tooth and nail to reclaim his catalog, but just weeks after her passing in 2023, half of that estate, worth over $160 million, was sold to Primary Wave Music. Coincidence? Or the final move in a long, calculated game? Sources say industry powerhouses, already tied to whispered settlements, rushed the deal forward, which begs the question, was Biggie worth more to them gone than alive? According to bodyguards like Gene Deal, Biggie knew the risk of traveling to LA in '97. He'd received threats. He switched hotels last minute. He even joked on a radio interview just 4 days before he was taken. "They're coming for me." It wasn't paranoia. It was premonition. In his last days, Biggie moved differently, quieter, watchful. He requested extra security. He avoided public entrances. And yet, he still showed up to the Peterson Automotive Museum that night. That night was a release party, packed with celebrities and known rivals. Security was loose. His car was parked outside, fully exposed. And when the shots rang out, there was chaos, but no pursuit. Puff reportedly called lawyers before calling police. Security guards were never debriefed. And within days, witnesses began disappearing from the narrative entirely. If Biggie's own team saw the danger, why wasn't it stopped? Let's talk motive. If this was a corporate hit, the most important question is, who gained the most from Biggie's silence? His publishing? Sold. His label? Strengthened. His legacy? packaged, monetized, and turned into posthumous projects that generated millions. And while fans mourned, the machine profited. They always do. Valletta Wallace didn't sit quietly. She sued the LAPD for wrongful demise, named names, filed motions, but suddenly, FBI task force files went missing. Judges recused themselves, key officers were quietly retired. Her case dragged on for years. She never gave up, but the system beat her with silence. Now, in 2025, as subpoenas begin flying again, those old files may resurface, and they could finally prove what Valletta said all along. Her son was set up. Publicly, Diddy played the part of the grieving friend, marching behind the casket, head bowed in that iconic Brooklyn procession. But those closest to the chaos tell a different story. Gene Deal claims Puff was warned not to bring Biggie to LA. He ignored it. And after the shooting, he distanced himself. No follow-up, no team debrief, just silence. The same silence we now know was the first sign of something far more sinister. The confession changed everything. Not just for Biggie, not just for Diddy, but for hip-hop itself. Now, with courtrooms heating up, bank transfers exposed and new subpoenas issued, this case is being reopened. Investigators are tracking old money, phone logs, travel records, vaulted evidence. 2 more names are expected to be revealed soon, accomplices still inside the business. This isn't just about justice anymore. It's about finally answering the question that fans have screamed since March 9th, 1997. Who really wanted Biggie gone? Biggie didn't just leave behind a discography, he left behind a warning. One wrapped in lyrics, jokes, paranoia, and a quiet sense of knowing. Now that the silence is cracking, the truth is clawing its way out. And we have to ask, was this just a rap beef gone wrong? Or was Biggie sacrificed to protect an empire? Drop your theories in the comments. Don't hold back. This story isn't over, and the rabbit hole, it's only getting deeper. Until next time, stay sharp, stay skeptical, and always read between the beats.